Hey guys, it's Davin here with the House Hacker Tribe, and today we're talking about principal on a loan and what does it mean. Now, in our last video, we talked about interest, and we did briefly touch on principal payments, especially in our video on loan amortization a few months ago. However, loan principal is still very important to understand because honestly, that is the portion of the loan that you are actually going to own one day and turn into your true equity in your house. The other portions of your equity might come from appreciation or depreciation, but in general, once you pay off your loan, you have increased your wealth by the amount of the loan that you've paid off. So when you make a loan payment on a loan, and we used the example last week on if you had a $10,000 loan and you paid $3,000 of it, well, if you had zero interest, your new loan balance would just be $7,000, but that's unrealistic. Most loans do have some sort of interest, especially in the US, and so we need to talk about what if there's an interest payment on there. So your principal is going to be very, very small if you have a high interest loan over a long period of time versus if you have the same loan of $100,000 and you're not paying it over 30 years, instead you're paying it over 10 years. You need to have a much bigger principal balance because you need to pay off $100,000 of your own money against that $100,000 over a much shorter period of time. So something to understand when you're picking out a loan product is how valuable is your money, because if that money could be working for you in the stock market, you might want a smaller principal payment and stretch those payments out over 30 years, especially if your interest rate is really low, like we talked about in the previous video. But if your interest rate is a little bit higher and that money can't be working for you anywhere else, you might as well pay off your loan as fast as possible and make a bigger principal payment. Every payment that you make towards your principal, you get a return on investment from your interest rate. So if you have an interest rate of 8% and you have a loan at $10,000, every single extra dollar that you make towards your payments works for you at 8% to pay off your loan way faster than the loan would have been paid off. So if you have a $10,000 car loan that was going to get paid off in 5 years or so, you might be able to pay it off in 4 years just by a couple extra payments at the beginning of the loan versus major payments towards the end of the loan in order to pay that same principal balance off. So hopefully you understand principal a little bit better. It is the portion of the loan that you still owe, and if you paid the cash balance of that principal at any time, you could in theory end your loan and end your interest payments. So thanks for watching and have a great day.